Today we're going to take a look at Grace by Neil Cowley. It is a solo piano track released in 2016 as both a single and a part of Spacebound Apes, an album by his trio. And to be honest, I am not too familiar with his music in general, but I am familiar with this track. It's been one of my favorite tracks of the year. I've heard it numerous times. I have the sheet music, I have it on my phone, and there's just something magical about a particular phrase for me. Of course, the whole track is very beautiful. It's very intimate. I love the quality of the sound, how it's recorded. The piano just, you can hear the piano. You can hear all of the little clicks of the piano. You can hear the room, and there's just something very special about it. But this phrase that I want to take a look at with you all just captures my attention, and it captures my imagination rather, because there's something about how the chords move that I find very fascinating, and I just want to hear it over and over again. So without getting too heady about it, let's take a look at it at the keyboard and just admire these chords and how beautiful they are. The piece is in B major, and it starts off with very simple, very minimal, but beautiful chords that just establishes the mood. And after the intro, this is the main theme. Here's the passage that I mentioned. Incredibly beautiful. So let's take a look at the chords. First, E major, and just staying there with this neighbor tone or brief 5-1 movement. But instead of looking at Roman numerals, let's just talk about letter names. Here, to me, this can either be an F sharp major over B, so this kind of sound, or just simply an F sharp major chord plus a fourth, so an F sharp sus plus an F sharp, or a B major 7. And moving on, here, either an E major over an E augmented, like this, or maybe even E major over A flat major, has that kind of sound, or an E major triad flat 13. And moving on here, A flat major over A minor, so this kind of sound, or an A minor major 7, flat 5. And moving on, here, a C sharp 7, sharp 9. So here's a C sharp 7, just 1, 3, 7, and with that sharp 9 brought to the top. And it ends back, or not back, but in B major. So all together, so of course we just looked at a bunch of chords with a bunch of letter names and symbols, but what I think stands out in this passage and what makes it beautiful and what makes it work is the voice leading. Starting first with the top line, which I think just leads our ears. And combined with the bass line. It really provides a nice foundation. In addition, a lot of common tones and half-step movements really tie everything together, and these happen in between the outer notes. So first here, half steps, and then we have a common tone. This B stays the same, and here, going on to the next chord, these pitches, they move quite satisfyingly dissonantly, if I could describe it that way, into the next chord. And moving on, that C stays the same, common tone. And we have these pitches here. First, the fifth, E and B, and they move outwards by half step. And also this middle voice here, G sharp or A flat to A. And of course, all the while, this E is being repeated as a common tone. Until here, where the E slides up to the E sharp. And I really love that. What was that? Wait. Here. So here we have the C octave moving outwards as well by half step. And then that E resolves to the D sharp. So there you go, just a quick, simple look at those chords. Like I said before, rather than thinking of the functionality of the chords, which can be analyzed in many different ways, I'm sure, I think the thing to appreciate here is how they move from one to the next, and also the subtle dissonances that the half-step movements from one chord to the next, and also half-step crunches within each chord adds to the beauty of the harmony. I hope you found that interesting, and let me know what your thoughts as always, and I'll see you in the next video.